The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. All 30 teams split into 6 groups every Tuesday and Friday, playing for the right to advance into a single elimination in-season tournament, culminating in the NBA Cup Championship in Las Vegas. First time, here's something special for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code MONEYMOVES. That's code MONEYMOVE for new customers to get $150 in bonus bet if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap as you watch the number 8 Ohio State Buckeyes totally take apart the number 1 team in the country, Oregon Ducks, by the score of 41-21. And even though it was a 20-point lead win, the game really wasn't that close. If you watched that game, that was total. I don't know if I've seen the number 1 team in the country get beat this bad. Get beat this bad, Ocho, in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, and listen, I just have to say one thing. I want you to look at all the teams that had a bye week. They had a bye. I talked about the Kansas City Chiefs having a bye, before they play their first game and having so much time off. Now look what happened to the teams. Look what happened to Boise. Look what happened to Oregon.
You have to understand, Ocho, the NFL, they've been granted byes. College don't normally get that. So this is very unique to them, but we'll see how this thing plays out. Thank you guys for watching us again. I am your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe, that guy, Liberty City's own, Bingo Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler, the All-Pro, that's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Every subscriber counts, and we want to thank you for helping us matter and for counting for us. Please check out Shea by Laportier. We do have it in stock. The new year is upon us. What better way to celebrate the new year, 2025, than with a bottle of Shea by Laportier? And if you cannot find it in a city or a state near you, order it and we'll ship it directly to your door. And please drink responsibly. Please check out my media company, Shay Media, on all of its platforms. My clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out, just dropped our newest release, which was shirts and sweats. We had beanies, koozies, and mugs. Quantities are limited, so please make sure you grab yours while supplies last. Tickets for the Super Bowl show in New Orleans, our first spring tour stop, are on sale now. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. In February 6th in New Orleans, be there. We've been nominated for 2 sports podcast awards, Best American Sports Football Podcast and Best Sports Comedy Podcast. Please go vote. The link is at the top of the chat and pinned on our social pages and all of our social bios. Before we get started, Ocho, obviously what has transpired, the Sugar Bowl between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame was postponed, and a senseless act of terrorism. And so before we get into the show, we want to have a moment of silence for those that were impacted and all the New Orleanians that was impacted, the family, friends, and loved ones of this senseless and tragic. So we want to take a few moments to pause to heartfelt condolences to those that were impacted by this. I know sometimes it's really hard for you to try to wrap your mind around something that's so senseless. I would encourage you to be vigilant, but not be afraid. Go about your normal life, because that's what terrorists, cowards try to do. They try to put you in fear for your normal, everyday activities. But we should not. We should be vigilant, but we should not be afraid. As we know, there is something that a person that sits high, or spirit, or whatever you believe, that sits high and looks low. He's the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the omnipotent one. And I know right now it's hard to understand, but I encourage God to give us all strength and understanding that what transpired today to start 2025, someone wanted their moment, and they took the coward's way to do just that. To all those that's impacted, all people that lost loved ones, that lost family, that lost friends, the Nightcap crew, along with many others, sends our heartfelt thoughts and prayers. We pray that you gain comfort. We pray that you have understanding, and in time, and only when you're ready, hopefully you find peace and solace in this. Ocho, my heart breaks. I can only imagine receiving the news that some people received, that this had happened. But I do understand, but I do sincerely in all my heart believe there is a higher power and a higher being, and we don't understand. Everything is not meant for us here to understand. But I do believe sunshine follows rain. And it's really dark right now for a lot of people in New Orleans and for the city of New Orleans, because I know you're mourning, I know you're hurting. But just know you're strong, and think about what you've already overcome from Katrina and a lot of other things that have happened in that city. You're built for this. We're built for this. And like all things, we'll get through this. Ocho, the game that you just watched, the Ohio State Buckeyes took apart the number one team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, 41-21 in the Rose Bowl. Ohio State gets their revenge. It was one of their two losses on the season. They lost earlier in the year to Oregon in Oregon. But tonight, they were really no match. Jeremiah Smith set the stage early. He had 7 catches, $187, and 2 touchdowns. But this was really a mismatch from the word jump. And I think this is what's so frustrating about Ohio State, because you see what they can be. Now, this is the team that took apart the number one team in the country by 3 touchdowns, and lost on their own home field by a team that they were favored by 3 touchdowns. That's what's frustrating about them. And I think but Ryan Day, give him credit. We've been very critical of him. Not critical. We were critical of the game that he lost, losing to Ohio, losing to Michigan year in and year out. Having that level of talent that you've had. Think about the quarterbacks that they've had. Think about the wide receivers. Thinking about the D linemen. Think about the DBs from the Denzel Wards and the Jeff Okudas and all those guys that's come out of there. And you ain't got no national championship to show for it. All those receivers, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba. You got Chris Olave. You got Garrett Wilson. Look at those D linemen from Chase Young to Nick Bosa. Look at those quarterbacks, Justin Fields, and you had rest his soul. What's the guy that lost his life tragically? Dwayne Haskins. You had the other quarterback, and you can understand why people are like, hold on, come on, Coach Day, you got this level of talent. They had a top 6, top 7 pick last year, the offensive tackle position. They're like, Coach Day, you got this level of talent, and you losing to Michigan, and you ain't got no national championship. But all will be forgiven if he takes this thing and finishes it out. But Ohio State looked good today, Ocho. They ran the ball well. They threw the ball well. They stopped that high-powered offense of Oregon. It looked very pedestrian, very mundane today.
It did. Listen, I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but I think the week off, I think it did more harm than good for them to be as flat as they look today, as well as Oregon has played all season long, being the number one team in the country, and the way they showed up today, that had to be a little bit of rust. And not only was it a little bit of rust, but it was too late, and there was no room for the rust when you're playing somebody like Ohio State, who had a point to prove after losing the first time they met earlier in the season. And that's exactly what they got. Jeremiah Smith, he said ahead of time,
you play man coverage,
that if you play one-on-one, if you play one-on-one, you're not going to be able to cover me. He went out there and did exactly what he was supposed to do and handled his business. The funny thing about it, people right now are talking about Jeremiah Smith and how great he is and how good he is, and he's probably right now, even as a freshman, probably the number one receiver in the
Hmm.
country right now as a freshman. I've been watching young Bull at Chaminade down there in Miami, for a few years. He been like
Hmm.
that. In Little League, he was like
Big
that.
kid.
At Ohio State, he is like that. When he get drafted into the NFL, he's still gonna be like that. He been like that for a long time. Outside of that, man, Ohio State looked very, very well. Again, hoping Coach Ryan Day can finish the task at hand. And for all the great players that have come through Ohio State, they can have they can hoist that trophy at the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh, C.J. Stroud was a quarterback. You had C.J. Stroud,
Oh
no
yeah,
national championship.
yeah,
Justin Fields, no
yeah.
national championship. Dwayne Haskins,
So
no national championship. That's three quarterbacks taken in the first round. Now Olave,
three
first
good ones.
round pick. Garrett Wilson, first round
Yes, sir.
pick. Jackson Smith and Jigba, first round pick. Marvin Harrison Jr., first round pick. Chase Young, the number 2 pick. Nick Bosa, the number 2 pick. Jeff
Yeah,
Okuda, Denzel Ward. Come on now, Ocho.
yeah,
Come on, Ocho. I
yeah,
mean, people,
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
they
yeah,
make it
yeah.
seem like we just making stuff up. You got that level of
Right,
talent year in and year out,
right.
and you ain't won no national championship. And people like, oh, they're being too hard, bro. And you losing to Michigan? I don't think I personally don't think that's a
Mhm.
stretch when you got that
Right.
level of talent that's coming out
Mhm.
year in and year out, and you're underachieving.
Consistent,
There's no other way around it, Ocho. Coach Day, you did a phenomenal job of having this team prepared, and from the word jump.
Mhm. I have a question, Unc. Do you still is it considered underachieving the fact that you've had all these quality players year in and year out? Is it still underachieving simply because you haven't won a national championship, but
Yes,
the seasons have been a success?
Ocho,
I'm just
Ocho.
asking.
Think
I'm
about
just
it.
asking.
You got offensive player
Yes,
of the
sir.
year, offensive player of the year, offensive player of the year. Think about it. You got quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud,
Yes.
Justin Fields, and you had Dwayne
Mhm.
Haskins in succession.
Right.
You
Yes,
think
sir.
about it, you had Jackson Smith and Jigba, you had Garrett Wilson, you had Olave, you had Marvin Harrison
Mhm.
Jr. in succession, and a
Right.
lot of those guys played
Yeah.
together. You
Yeah.
had a Chase Young, you had Nick Bosa, a Jeff Okuda,
Mhm.
Denzel Ward. Come on, bro.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
10,
Yeah. I'm with you
bro,
now.
that's 10 first round picks right
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing
I'm.
about
I'm
Coach Saban. Coach Saban said that the
right.
fans in Ohio State are psychotic. I asked Coach Saban this: if you had consistently lost to Auburn and you got Julio and you got Calvin Ridley and you got Judy
Mm.
and you got Ruggs and you got Waddle and you got Davante Smith and you got Amari Cooper and you got those
Mm.
quarterbacks, you got Tua, you got Bryce Young, you got
Bryce
what's the
Young.
guy that went to New England? Mac
Uh,
Jones.
not Jerry,
Mac
Mac Jones.
Jones. Okay, you got him. Now you got, and plus you got what's the guy? Derrick Henry, and you got Najee Harris.
Woo.
You got Damian Harris. Come, bro. And I ain't gonna talk about the defense. I ain't gonna talk about what they got over
Right.
there. And you don't win no
Yeah,
national
that wasn't
championship.
fair.
They're the
That wasn't
even
fair.
after a couple of years of Coach Saban, and Alabama fans, y'all know this, even after a couple of years of not winning the national championship, after he had done 1 4 or 5, they say Coach Saban done lost his
Yes, sir.
fastball. That man had got 4 or 5 national championships, and they saying that with
Mhm.
the talent. You got Quentin
Right.
Williams, and you got Allen, and you got all those guys. See, man, you better, you better, when you have that level of talent, Ocho,
Right.
I mean, think about
Mhm.
Alabama, the level of talent that they put out every single year. Ohio State
Right.
ain't far behind. The only difference is
Mhm.
Alabama has won in the last 15 years, has won 6 national championships, played for another
Woo.
3. That's the difference between them and Ohio State.
And you know what I would love to hear, especially in the chat, and then probably people that are going to watch this after the fact
Yeah.
and hear us talk about this and saying that Ohio State is underachieved based on the level of talent that they've had in succession there without winning a national
Mm-hmm.
championship. I'm curious to hear the rebuttals and with the not excuses, but the reasons behind why they haven't won will
Right.
be. And people always find a way, they come up with something. I don't want to call them excuses, but there are valid reasons depending on what they may be. For whatever reason, I'm curious to hear what they have to say.
And Ohio State also had Joe Burrow. He transferred leads.
Oh, he
You
transferred
had
with LSU,
Jameson
yeah.
Williams.
Hey, hey, I wonder how do they let stuff like that
He wasn't
happen?
getting no
You
playing
know,
time.
how does Auburn, how does Florida let let
Cam,
Cam Newton get away? How does Ohio State let Joe Burrow get away? Do they not see the level of talent at that time, or is
you
it the fact
talented,
that
but you
they
got
don't
to be
have
able to beat the
room at
guy
the
that's in
position?
front of you out, Ocho.
What do you mean? Who was it Joe Burrow couldn't beat out at Ohio State?
JT Barrett. Sometimes it happened. Who was that? Was it Derek? Was it David Carr that couldn't beat out Billy Bolick at Fresno State? I think it was Derek. I think
Now,
David Carr couldn't beat out Billy Bolick. Billy Bolick was like a fifth or sixth round, and David Carr was the first pick of the draft.
so maybe I'm confused. Did they have the issue beating these individuals out, or these players had
Seniority,
I don't want to play politics.
seniority,
I don't want to do politics. Huh?
seniority.
That's what yes, seniority.
Because Adrian Peterson said he didn't go to Texas, even though I think he's from Palestine, is because
Uh-huh.
they had a guy, and Mac Brown says, you won't play a whole lot this year because we believe that the guy that's in front of senior, he deserves to play. Oklahoma
See what I
said,
mean?
we're going to let you play. But it worked
Okay, that's probably
out well. Jameson Williams, he left. Well, Olave, you got Jackson Smith and Jigba, you got Garrett Wilson. Okay.
Wait, J-Mo was at
He
Ohio State
absolutely
too?
was.
Ooh.
And sometimes a change of
And
scenery.
it's only one ball to go around, so I kind of understand.
Sometimes,
It's only one ball.
a change of scenery is good. But Ohio State
Yes,
looked
sir.
good tonight. I mean, they ran. I mean, the
Yes,
guy
sir.
hit his head. I mean, they just like, okay, we tired of throwing it. Maybe they preparing for the pass. Let's just hand it off. They hand the ball off, and the guy
Mhm.
goes 64, 65 yards.
No, 66, 66.
Oh, how you go 60 on a handoff? You hit the hole, you hit the sideline, and don't nobody touch you.
Man, got you. No. And the player, even the players in the secondary taking the angle, I don't know
Yeah, I
what
don't
kind
know
of
what
angle
he
they
took.
took.
The first guy that missed him
That was a
because
bad,
the other guys were so far out of position, they weren't gonna catch him. Once he hit
right.
that sideline,
Nah, it was a
yeah.
wrap.
But
It was
Will Howard, 17 of 26, 319, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
whew.
Ohio State running attack, 31 rushes, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. What was it? Oh,
Okay, I hit them killers back there. I
well,
hit them
that's
killers.
outside though. I think that was a car. Henderson, 8 carries for 94 yards, 2 touchdowns, long of 66. Judkins, 17 carries, 85 yards. But they did whatever they wanted to do. And they were all over Dylan Gabriel. 8 sacks like tonight,
Yeah.
Ocho. Check this out. They had 28 rushes for minus 23 yards. Let me repeat that. 28 rushes for minus 23 yards. Now, a lot of that, Ocho, came on sack yards, college. They still take the
Right.
sack yards. They take it from your rush. So
Yes, sir.
Dylan Gabriel carried the ball 12 times for minus 43 yards. So therein lies why the minus 23. But he was 29 of 41 for 299, 2 touchdowns. But give Ohio State credit. They rushed 3, they got pressure. They rushed 4, they got pressure. It didn't matter what they did; they could do whatever
Right.
they wanted to do, and they took them apart. They were clearly the better team. Now, of all the teams that I've
Yeah.
seen play thus far, Ohio
Yeah.
State
They
looked
look
the
the
best.
best. Yeah.
The best college football team that we've seen in the college football playoffs thus far was
Yeah.
Ohio State. What Ohio State did tonight. Now,
Mm-hmm.
next week might be something entirely different, Ocho. Georgia or Notre
Yeah.
Dame might come out tomorrow. I think the game is scheduled for tomorrow, right, Ash? Okay. Notre Dame might come out here and blow us away. Georgia might come out here and blow us away. But
Right.
the best team that we've seen thus far, top to bottom,
Mhm.
is the Ohio State Buckeyes tonight.
Oh yeah. I wonder what the difference is though, Unc. I wonder what I mean. Looking at the game, you have a week to prepare.
Mhm.
You've already played them once, you beat them once. So I wonder what the difference was. What did Oregon do wrong that they didn't do the first time they played?
Didn't Oregon get a couple of special teams touchdowns the first time they played? I think something had to go really well, but to their credit, Oregon did have like 500 yards of total offense the first time. But Ocho, you're at
Right.
home. you know you play better at home than you do on the road, especially college kids. Now, you got to realize you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds. These aren't professionals.
Right.
Well, they are somewhat. Some of them are professionals. Well, they get paid like professionals. Let's do that. Let's say that. And so, yeah, I mean, 14 points in the first quarter. They got 20 points in the second quarter. That was 34. Oregon scored right before the half, went for 2, got it, made it 34-8. But the game really wasn't that close. Let's be realistic. The game really wasn't that close. If you watched it, I don't think anybody thought once that game got to 21-0, I don't think anybody thought, man, Oregon gonna come back. I don't think anybody thought that. Not even Oregon fans. Not even Phil Knight.
Absolutely not.
And he might be the most most diehard Duck fan. He knew it was over.
Yeah.
Will Howard seemed to be finding his stride. 319 yards, 3 touchdowns. Howard's second straight game of 300-plus passing yards and his third this season. And freshman wide receiver Jeremiah Smith had a career day, 7 catches, 187 yards, and 2 scores. Look, Ohio State has had some receivers. It started with Chris Carter, and, you come on down. They've had really –
It's a lot of them now. It's a lot of them.
David Boston. They've had, obviously this run of receivers. You had Michael Thomas. They've had some receivers. But this kid, as big as he is, and the way he can move, because most guys, Michael Thomas was big. He ain't fast like this kid. Even CC couldn't run like this kid. Those other guys are on the smallish side now. No, Olave, I think Olave and Garrett Wilson a little bit, but they're not. This kid's like 215 pounds.
They're a little bit more wiry. I mean, no disrespect, right? Chat, y'all stay with me now. I've been watching Jeremiah Smith since high school. He was at Chaminade, right? So my comparison, even at the collegiate level, even as a freshman. Now I know my eye. I know my eyes. My eyes ain't fail me. I got 20/20 vision. If I was in the Marines, I'd be a sniper. That's the kind of vision I got. You hear me? Jeremiah Smith comparison right now to me is no different than Julio Jones when he was at Alabama.
I agree with that.
That's him. That is him. There's no weakness in his game. Man-to-man, bumper run, zone coverage, going deep, intermediate, short, hit your head off the goalpost or anything. That's everything. He's well-rounded and does everything very well. Everything.
He does.
So when I compare them Julio Jones, which some people might be, that's disrespectful, slow down a little bit. He's young. He's only a freshman. I'm telling you, he's only going to get better. He's only going to improve. He's only going to get faster, stronger, get a better understanding of the game. Dude, trust me, that's his comparison. And he will be the number 1 pick in the draft. Unless there's a quarterback that comes out of nowhere and just blows us all away. Jeremiah Smith will be the number 1 pick in the draft. I'm not sure what year would that be?
You got 2 more years. He's a freshman. Now, I think he's 19, but it all depends. See, he can't come out until he's 21 because his class, he's a freshman. Now, he had been redshirted. Hey, he can come out next year because his class would have graduated. But you can't come out until the class that you come in graduates. So that's going to put him 2 more years. But guess what?
Dang.
He good. He be making $2-3 million a year. It ain't like the old days when you stayed in school. Maybe you got a Challenger or a Charger, or you got a free meal here and there.
Getting that bag,
now they making $800 million a year. NIL deals. Well, you saw what the kid, the college kid that's going to Michigan got. He got $12.5 million.
The quarterback.
Yeah,
the quarterback.
He got $12.5 million.
Ooh.
And he got something else. Oh, and he get tutored by Tom Brady.
Have you seen footage of film on him? Is he really like that?
He like that.
Yeah.
Now, put it like this. He was like that in high school. There were a lot of kids that was like that in high school, but ain't like that in college.
Right.
Adrian Peterson was like that in high school and in college. You look at him like, damn. Yeah. Derrick Henry was like that at every level. Yeah. Adrian Peterson was like that at every level. ED was like that at every level.
Like that
Some guys, it doesn't matter. Randy, Jerry, even though Jerry went to Mississippi Valley, people like, oh, he only doing that because look where he doing it. Okay.
Right.
They said the same thing about Walter Payton. Look at what he ain't doing. He doing that against Jack. Okay. He's the all-time lead rusher.
Yeah.
Jerry's the all-time leading receiver. So yeah, it was that was a game. Ohio State, they put it on them. Oregon, got to go back to the drawing board, boy.
Yeah.
Texas. Now, this is the type of games that I like to watch.
Hey, this
Thrillers.
was a good game, bro. Listen, I don't know. I don't even know what the tickets. I don't know what the ticket prices were. I don't care if they was nosebleed. I don't care if you were sitting at the 50-yard line. This was. This is what you call a game that's worth its money. I don't care how much
Yes.
it costs. I don't care how much it costs. This is how football should
Yeah.
be, week in and week out.
The Texas Longhorns beat the Arizona State Sun Devils in an OT thriller, a double OT thriller. The number 5 Texas squandered a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter, missed 2 field goals in the final 2 minutes of regulation, and still somehow managed to escape with a 39-31 double overtime win over the number 4 seed Arizona State in the Peach Bowl, the Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
Peach Bowl.
Mhm.
Ocho,
Yeah.
I know Sark,
Hey.
as I just texted him, congratulations. We're gonna try to get him on here one of these over the next couple of days, so maybe we can get him on there. They're flying back now,
Yeah.
so or we would have had his ass over here tonight, had him on here tonight. But man, this was a game. Ocho, this is how it's supposed to be. Ain't nobody trying to see no double digit. Everybody winning by double digit. Hell,
Listen. I thought it was. Listen, the way it started out, Unc. I thought Arizona State was gonna get
I
blowed out now.
I did
But
too. 14.
hey,
What was it? 14.
this is the
What was
way.
it? 14-3? 14?
14-3. Yeah, but they jumped out on top of them boys' head. I was like, oh man, I'm finna turn the channel. I'm finna turn the channel. And then obviously things started to change, things started to move. And I don't know what's wrong with college kickers. Hell, I don't even know what's wrong with NFL kickers. You have one job. You do one thing the entirety day of practice. You kick the ball. That's it. Texas kicker
Yeah.
almost cost them because he missed 2 key field goals that could have sealed the win. Now they did win the game, but ain't no telling what could have happened. Ain't no telling what could have happened. That goddamn Cam, how you say
Scatbo.
young bull last name, the running back on the state? Scatterbo?
Scat Scatboo?
Scatbo?
Is it Scatterboo? Because they were saying Scatterboo, they say Scatbo. I mean, I'm confused.
You know what I'm gonna call him? I'm gonna call him Scat Pack. I'm gonna call him Cam Scat
Okay.
Pack. Hey, boy, hey, he nice, boy.
He is
He nice. He nice. He's a senior too. He coming out,
Scatterboo.
huh?
Cam Scatterboo.
Okay, Cam Scatback Scatterboo. I know you probably gonna see this. I know you probably watching the show. Listen, if you don't see it, I know my son gonna let you know. Boy, you the real deal, boy. You hear me? He a senior, huh?
Yeah, I think so. He's a senior.
Yeah. Well, we have, you know where you belong? You belong. He run the ball like he belong to play. He's supposed to play for the Ravens or the
Yeah.
Browns.
He gonna be
He's supposed to play for
a
the Ravens or the
rarity. He
Browns.
gonna be one of the white running back. We don't see they don't come along
Yeah.
very often.
Hey,
But normally when they come
not
along,
often.
Ocho,
Hey, you know he's gonna be like? I'm gonna give you a good name right here. Tell me if you remember this. Peyton
yeah,
Hillis.
yeah,
Look,
yeah.
Peyton Hillis. Don't give up. Run hard. If you in the way, he can shake you a little bit. He got a little move to him
Well, you
now.
remember Hillis was in that backfield with Darren McFadden and the other kid that went to the Cowboys. What's the other guy
Yeah.
name? I mean, they were doing it. You remember McFadden
Mhm.
and what's his? I can't think of the guy's name. What's the guy's name, guy? I know y'all. People talking about Toby Gerhart, the old Cardinal, Stanford Cardinal. What's He was at Arkansas. Felix Jones. You remember Felix Jones?
Oh, I remember Felix
Darren
Jones.
McFadden.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, all it was in the backfield. Yeah,
yeah.
yes, yes. Uh, but this is where a game's supposed to be. Quinn Ewers, 20 of 30, 322, 3 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. They didn't run the ball particularly well, 30 carries, 53 yards. Golden had a big catch. Sam for $149. Helm had 3 for 56. And Ocho,
Yeah.
I think Arizona State's gonna be kicking themselves. I think they kind of let this one go. You can't let that guy get
Yeah.
over your head in that situation, Ocho. That touchdown, that first touchdown in OT, Ocho, you
Yeah.
can't let him. You can't. You just can't.
I mean, that should have been the number one rule from the coach. Keep everything in front
Nothing.
of you.
The number one rule,
Everything in
Ocho.
front
The
of you.
number one rule late in the ball game.
Yeah.
Nothing cheap,
Mm.
nothing deep.
Yeah.
Nothing cheap,
Keep it in front of you.
nothing deep.
Yeah.
I don't care if he catch it. I don't care if he catch a 15-yard right in front of me. It's when you try to be the hero and get you a cheap pick that
Yeah.
gets you in trouble. Ain't no way.
Yep.
Safety, you the last line of defense. If he's even with you, you're wrong.
It's a wrap.
Hey,
It's a wrap.
Ocho, it was 4th down.
4th and 13.
Ocho, you cannot give that up. You can't. Ocho, my heels on the goal line. I'm thinking, as a matter of fact, I think they throwing a Hail Mary. Ocho, I'm on the goal line. My heels on the goal line. Knock it down. Knock it down. Man, you're not getting past. I'm not going to give you no cheap tub.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't even want to blame the coaches. I don't want to blame coaching. As a player in that situation, you got to have some type of awareness, and understanding. Understand the situation that you're in, and know you can't get beat. Not in that situation at all. And if anything, if I am, let him make a great play, but let me be in position.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make the play, at least let me be in position, and he have to make a great play in order to catch that.
Man, I was like, oh my goodness. On 4th and 13, you give up that. But I think Arizona State showed that they belong. Everybody was like, well, they didn't belong, that weak conference, and they didn't do this, and this team didn't do that. They gave Texas all they could handle.
Yeah, they definitely belong.
Ocho, when you watch Quinn Ewers, what you think?
You know, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell at this level. Obviously, to me, if you have enough talent around you, enough players at this kind of level, any quarterback can look good, huh? So, what kind of quarterback is Ewers? Is he the type of quarterback that go to the NFL and elevate the talent around him, or is the kind of quarterback where he needs the talent around him
Yeah, I don't
to
see
be
him
able to
elevating
elevate?
anybody. I really don't. And the mere fact that he's thinking about coming back lets you know. Because normally guys, look.
Whoa. Come back where?
He's going to come back to Texas or he's going to transfer. I don't see him going to the league.
Hey, he's not finna see the field before with Arch Manning. Yeah, oh no. I mean, if he's gonna come back, he's probably gonna come back somewhere else. But I doubt it's Texas because he's not gonna be Arch Manning.
I've been reading. I don't know if these reports are true, Ocho, but I've been reading that some team, some college team got $6 million in NIL money for him. I mean,
right. Okay.
When I watch him, I'm like, bro, that ball that he threw that got picked. I'm trying to figure out
the loaf that he loafed it.
That hospital ball.
Yeah,
I still don't know where he was throwing it because the backside safety and the front side was there. So I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, well, who? What did you see? What did you think you saw?
I know what did happen on that play right there. They ran it in practice multiple times, and in practice it was open.
You know why it was open? You know why it was open? Tell the people at home what they say. They tell the safety to do what? Jump to underneath so we can throw the ball over your damn head.
And that's exactly what he did. That's why he threw the ball. Anyway, instead of understanding and reading your coverage, and you just letting the ball go, and it's not open.
Because that's what happens. What happens is you go draw the thing up, and there's the guy circle. Okay, we want to throw the ball. Now the guy that's running the scout team say, "Hey, safety, you drop the crossing route, and we're gonna throw the post over your head." Boom. Well, come game time, hey, can you drop this over route so we can throw the post behind your head? He gonna read it. Right. Duh, you should read it. But you see what happens, Ocho? When you make your mind up pre-snap that you throwing the ball, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Yeah. He had his mind made up. I'm throwing this post no matter what. Bro, ain't no way you read that and said, you know what? I'm throwing this. And then he throws it like a punt.
Yeah.
That's got to be on the line. But even if it was on the line, First of all, that was targeted too because the backside guy left his feet and hit the guy in the chest. But they didn't, they didn't want to like, nah, we can't call that targeting, blah, 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 because they returned the favor because by the letter of the law, the Texas guy targeted. But they didn't want to impact the game in that way. They said, oh, no targeting. But that was absolute targeting. He went helmet to helmet. And the other guy left his feet. He launched. They say you can't launch yourself and hit the guy in the neck or the shoulder area. He launched, and they say you can't use your helmet, the crown of your helmet, to make a tackle. He went helmet to helmet with the guy. But it's like, man, we can't impact this game like this here. We can't.
They pick and choose. They pick
absolutely
and choose
right.
Call it now. They got to find some level of consistency when you're making these calls.
Texas had 375 total yards. Arizona State had 510. Total rush yard, Texas had 53. Arizona State had 214. Quinn Ewers was 20 of 30, 332, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Sam Levitt, 24 of 46, 222, no touchdowns, 1 interception. But that last interception, Muhammad made a great play. Give him credit. I mean, sometimes, Ocho, we keep blaming the quarterback, but you threw that, blah, blah, blah. Right. But, the defensive guys, they study film too. He made a hell of a play. And he didn't settle with just trying to break it up. He caught the ball. He caught it. And it's okay. Hey, 84, you got to make that play. Hey, coach, you get paid too. But you think Bronco players the only one that make money in the NFL? No, don't. Right, and they study film, and they got coaches too. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, hey, I understand. I'm supposed to make the play, but it's the NFL. Everybody can make a play. I'm going to win more than I lose. But, hey, that guy made a hell of a play on that interception to seal this victory, Ocho.
Yeah, he did.
But you can't get beat on 4th and 13, Ocho, over the top for a tub. You cannot. You can't, Ocho, you cannot.
At all.
I was like, bro, I said, are you serious? Now
that should have been a conversation had with the not just the head coach, the defensive coordinator, the DB coach, the secondary coach, the man upstairs in the booth. Don't get beat deep. You can't.
Nothing cheap, nothing deep. I am not. You will not complete this ball over my head. You're not. Because, Ocho, at worst case scenario, I'm going to make you line it up again and try to run another series of downs in order to get the ball in the end zone. Right. Now, the only thing you can hope is that once that guy gets over your head, either Quinn Ewers underthrows him or the guy drops the football. But now it's out of your hands. See, I want to play in my hands, Ocho. I want to play in my hands. I get him on the ground. That's all I got to do, get him on the ground. Well, you get him on the ground in the end zone, it's still a touchdown. You don't get no tackle for that. You got to tackle him in the field of play or push his ass out of bounds in order for you to get a tackle. Once he in the end zone, guys, and do me what, Ocho, can guys do me a favor, college kids? If a guy get a first down, can y'all stop celebrating? What did you do?
Hey, come on, Unc. Wait a minute now.
Ocho, the guy got the first down.
Hey, when you get that first down,
I'm talking about the defense.
Oh, the defense.
You got a big hit on somebody. He got a first down.
Oh, I thought you meant a receiver.
No,
okay,
I'm like, bro. Right. I'm like, what? Maybe I missed something. I said, let me rewind this because I want to see what you did. It's still a first down.
Yeah.
Now, look, the college kids, they're going to celebrate that. I don't mind them celebrating. And plus, Ocho, if you make a tackle, as a defender, what's your job? Make a tackle? You can't celebrate every tackle. If you get a sack, Ocho, I get it. Yeah,
tackle for loss.
Tackle for a loss. You get a sack, Ocho. A big key third down. You want to do this. Right. I get all that, but bro, the guy get 3-4 yards and you jump up celebrating. Come on now. Now we doing way too much with this. I'm like, damn.
They having a good time out there, man.
Gee, Scatterbo. 30 carries, 143 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 8 catches, 99 yards. Had that guy not pulled his face mask, he's going to drag his into the end zone. Ocho, Scatterbo was so outstanding, he was named Peach Bowl offensive player of the game. You
Yeah.
don't see that very
Scat,
often.
hey, his name is Scat Pack.
Scatterboo.
Scat Pack.
Scat Pack. Well, Scat Pack did
Scat
something
Pack.
that you don't see very often. A guy winning offensive player of the game from a losing team.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
happened, Jerry West, the first year they gave out Finals MVP in 1969, Jerry West won the award on a losing squad. They lost the championships 4-3. The final game they lost on their home court. Again, now you got to go back to the end of football. Chuck Howley, he won Super Bowl MVP on a losing squad. They lost 16-13 to the Colts. Chuck Howley was the MVP. That's the only time that I can remember somebody from the losing squad winning an award. Now, I'm not saying that maybe it's happened. I don't know if in baseball, if somebody's won a World Series MVP from the losing squad, I have to go way back, but I don't remember. I don't think it's happened in the last 25, 30 years. But it just goes to show you just how outstanding that this gentleman was from the Sun Devils, running and catching the football.
He was. He belongs. When you're able to perform like that against a team like that, it lets you know you belong, regardless of the conference you play in.
Oh yeah, but you can tell guys that the talent shine above. You can tell. I mean, that's an SEC defense, and he went and got a buck. He went and got a buck 43 on him, and he almost had 100 yards receiving. So he had 200 and what's that? 242 yards of total offense. That ain't bad. And 2 touchdowns against an SEC defense. When you go play, and if you're at a small school, Ocho, if you play upper level, say you go to Division II and you play FCS, or you FCS and you play D1, the talent is shine through. Darius Leonard, when he played Clemson, he was at South Carolina State. He had 29 tackles. Oh, he can play.
Yeah.
I played Georgia Southern. They were the 1AA national championship the year we played them. I dropped 202 on them. Oh, he could play. Elon was the NIA national championship the year before. I dropped 221 on them. Oh, damn. He did that?
Yeah. And you know what? This is another conversation that I always like to have. Where young players coming out of high school, they're always so focused on all their offers and where they're going. And I say it again, if you really like that, if you really like that, and you feel you're as good as you think you are, it really don't matter where you go. Because you can put up performances like that, which you were able to do against better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which you were able to do better talent, or being like Scat Pack and coming out there and performing very well against.
Ocho, I think a lot of times when you cut on the TV and you see that horseshoe packed, or you see 108,000 at Texas A&M, you see 100,000 at Georgia, you see 93,000 at Alabama, you see 105,000 at Tennessee. Kids like, I want to play in front of that. That's all. I mean, that's what I want. That's what I wanted, Ocho, because that's what I saw on television. I didn't see no HBCUs.
Right, but see, I understand what you talk about. But then now we go into the issue of, okay, I want to go to these big schools where they have players that have been there before me, and I get there and they tell me, oh, I got to wait my turn. Or I might not touch the field as much because we have so-and-so and he has seniority over you. Not about, you know what, I'm coming in here to compete for the job, but you mean to tell me he has seniority over me, so he's probably going to play before me, instead of let me have an opportunity to beat him out, regardless of what his grade level is.
They had no choice.
Juniors, freshmen.
Oh, they had to play me, Ocho.
You think Jeremiah Smith was going to go to Ohio State and have to sit behind somebody that's a senior or junior because they've been there for three or 4 years? Man,
hey, you better get on up out of there then, because, hey, you know who coming. Hey, they had to play me, Ocho. Oh, what? You thought? Oh. Yeah. I was one of the few freshmen that traveled. I ain't just traveling. Oh, you can travel this week. Man, travel to do what? Stand on the sideline of my uniform? Oh, hell no. Nah.
Right.
And the first game we played, Ocho, our first home game. Man, I was so
Yeah.
embarrassed, Ocho. I caught a go ball, Ocho.
Right.
56 yards. Got tackled on the one.
Oh,
My first catch in college.
Hold on. What you embarrassed
Man,
for?
that's supposed to be a 57-yard touchdown, not a 56-yard catch.
Well, why you got to stiff him? You got to catch that thing and get that stiff arm back behind him.
It felt like I was running. It felt to me like I was running in slow motion. I was like, damn, is somebody pulling the end zone away from me? Damn.
Oh shit! Hold on, man. They got the AC on in here.
What you mean they? You?
Nah, I mean, no. Listen, if it's when you come to a hotel, right, and the hotel know you in the cold city, they should have all the rooms already set with the heat on.
Well, see, if you had an assistant, the assistant would tell them, Mr. Johnson, like his temperature set at a certain temp. So when I get to my hotel room, the hotel is already at temperature of 68 degrees.
Well, how about if my assistant didn't decide to leave me, that's been my assistant for the past 5 years, didn't decide to motherfucking up and leave, then maybe my goddamn heater would have been on when I got in.
Well, all I know is that she say, first of all, as long as you cursing, she ain't coming back. Second of all, she say she ain't no more for assistant. But you said you was looking for an assistant.
Yeah, I was, because I had to get a new one.
How's she gonna be your assistant if she got her stuff to do, Ocho?
Hold on. You knew what you signed up for when you
didn't tell her that.
I did. I gave it. Listen, I gave her the paperwork. I gave her the paperwork. This is what I come with. Like, are you able to abide by these obligations that I need? Now I need help in my life.
You paying for that? Now, how much you pay for that?
Huh?
Because I know what I paid my assistant.
Oh, she make about maybe about 150, 180 a year.
Okay, that's good money. Yeah, that's exactly. That's exactly what I paid my assistant.
Yeah.
But then everything you don't have to worry about nothing. Hey, you get into the car, the seat's already pulled all the way forward. You don't have to do none of that. Hey, Mr. Sharpe like his bag, his duffel bag, he like it sitting next to him. All that, Ocho.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, I ain't had that for 2 months now. So now I got to feel a position. I don't got time to wait no more. It's a new year. It's 2025. I ain't got time to play.
And
I ain't got time.
Real probably need with her busy schedule, she got a Netflix show coming out. She got another show coming out. Listen,
hold on. Before all that came along, you knew what the obligations were when you signed up.
No, did you relay that information to her?
I did. It was in the goddamn contract. Ain't nobody tell you to sign the motherfucking dotted line if you want to finish the goddamn job.
All right. Quinn Ewers has received a $6 million offer to enter the transfer portal rather than head into the NFL draft this spring, according to On3. Multiple Power 4 schools are working to get Ewers in the portal ahead of his final year of college eligibility. $6 million for 1 year, Ocho.
Yeah, he got to come back. He has to come back and continue to work on his game, because when you watch Ewers, I need your play to pop out on the screen. I needed to pop out. When you watch a Joe Burrow in college, you watch a C.J. Stroud in college, when you watch other quarterbacks like the Cam Wards, they pop out on screen. There's something special about those individuals. Special. So he needs to come back another year, no matter where it is. And,
I agree with you. I agree with you, Ocho. I don't see special. I see a good college quarterback, but I don't see special.
Right.
I don't see, man, a must have, a guy that's boy, if they get him, he's gonna drastically change their fortunes. I don't see that. Now, let's see. I mean, he might come back and get better, because nobody saw that. If you'd asked the teams that were going to look at Joe Burrow before he came back for his senior year, Joe Burrow didn't seem special, but he came back for that year He was special. Mac Jones. Hell, if Mac Jones don't come and get that 1 year, Mac Jones ain't no first round pick.
Right.
Sometimes look, and I don't blame people like, well, look what. Yes, okay. Now, can he make it happen? You throwing to Davante. You got Najee. You got Waddle. You got you got a very, very talented team. It just goes to show you just how good he was because he kept Bryce Young on the bench. And we see Bryce Young the next year won the Heisman.
Hey, and also look at the talent. This is what I like about Bryce too. Now we saw Bryce win the Heisman, but you look at the talent that Bryce had
Yeah,
around
for
him.
sure.
So you thought he got to Carolina, you thought something was wrong with him. Then he gets benched. He come back after getting benched, and I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what type of prayer he said. Now he's back to playing great football, looking like the Bryce Young we saw in college. Even in losing efforts as a team and as a quarterback, he looks completely, totally different than he did when he first
He
started.
does. They just need to give him some talent. If you look at the quarterbacks that perform well, look at C.J. Stroud. Look at what he was throwing to Tank Dell and Nico Collins. Look at what he was throwing to. Okay? Look at Caleb Williams. He got Rome Odunze, first-round pick. He got DJ Moore, who just signed a contract extension. He got Keenan Allen. Look at what Daniels. Jaden, look at what he's throwing to. Damn, I mean, y'all want the man to come out. Hey, I don't care. Even Peyton Manning had Marvin Harrison when he got there. He had Marvin Harrison. He had Ken Dilger. I mean, and he had Marshall Faulk.
That's crazy.
Yes, as a rookie. He had 2 first ballot Hall of Famers as a rookie. Ken Dilger had been to Pro Bowls. There's another, I forget the guy's name. Oh, my goodness, the other tight end. As a matter of fact, the Colts had 2 tight ends to make the Pro Bowl. Mark, what's his name? Go back and look at 90. Teddy, stop scratching the couch. I can't think of the other bro. He was what's that dude's name? Because I traded helmets with Ken Dilger at the Pro Bowl 1 year. I'm trying to think, what year was that? Hell, I don't even remember. Pro Bowl tight end. No, in like the 90s. Yeah. Marcus Pollard. Thank you, chat. Marcus Pollard.
I remember Marcus Pollard. Hey, I ain't heard that name in a minute, man.
So, I mean, y'all want these guys to come out here and do spectacular things, but go back and look at your favorite quarterback and see what they were throwing to. Y'all do realize that when Mahomes became the starter, y'all know who he was throwing to, right? He had Tyreek. He had Sammy Watkins. He had Travis Kelce. Can I interest you in any of those guys? 2 of those guys are going to the Hall of Fame. Tyreek and Kelce going to go to the Hall of Fame. That's what he was throwing to. Look at what Big Ben had to throw to.
Oh, no, look what he's always had to throw to.
Thank you.
Always. Hey, the Pittsburgh Steelers are just like Cincinnati when it comes to receivers. You know that? You notice that?
They could draft them.
They always have good receivers come through that channel no matter what. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, always.
Yeah, they had Plax. They had Hines. What's your guy that won the Super Bowl MVP? Santonio Holmes.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, y'all make it seem like, I mean, yeah, give Bryce Young those type of weapons. And let's see. You got to give the guy something to work with. Marino, I think Duper and Clayton got there with Marino in 83. They might have came at 80. It might have been 83. They might have got there together. But you got to get a guy something to work with. Damn.
Yeah.
Penn State says resolved. They wanted to do everything they possibly could to make a long story short, Ocho. Penn State did not want Jeanty to get that record on their watch. Jeanty entered the game needing 131 yards of breaking the record, of tying the record, 132 to break it. Barry had 26-29, said in 1988. Penn State defense stifled Jeanty, holding him to a season low 104 yards rushing. It's his first time not rushing for at least 125 yards in a game this season. He finished 28 yards shy of breaking Barry Sanders' record.
Hey, listen, they would pop a young bull like that,
Yes.
man. They would let him have it. Now, I thought, honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I didn't think he was gonna do well against Penn State because the level of competition he was playing at or with or against, for that matter, in his conference. But he looked pretty goddamn
Yeah.
good. Listen, he was breaking tackles.
He ran hard, Ocho.
He ran very hard after contact. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many yards he had after contact.
Most of them.
But hey, he was hard to bring down. The first guy never made the tackle. The first guy never brought him down for the most part.
But like I said, Ocho, you don't want that record. And my thing was that I said this on First Take. I said, look, I know what Ashton Jeanty is. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. If that quarterback goes out there and throw for 350 and 3 touchdowns, I'm going to go to the middle of the field, shake his hand, say, congratulations, young man. Good luck moving forward. Yeah. But I refuse to let Jeanty run their ass to a victory. That's not going to happen.
Right.
And they felt the quarterback couldn't beat them throwing the football. And he couldn't.
Yeah.
Because, when you take that running game away, because they wanted to give him the ball. But I thought, and the problem is they fell behind. You fall behind, Ocho. That game was about to get really out of hand. Had the quarterback, Aller, he's doing the right thing by coming back because he's not very good, I don't think, in my eyes. Watching him play for the 3 or 4 games that I've seen him play, he is average. He's an average college quarterback. There's nothing special about him. But if he doesn't fumble that ball and they're about to go up 21-0, this thing about to get out of hand. And now and that's what happened. When you get ahead like that, guess what? You take him out of the running game. Now you don't
have no choice for it.
But Jeanty, he ran hard, but hey, give Penn State credit. They say we don't want you to break that record on us. And they did a great job of neutralizing him. Look, they need to go back and everybody that played in the bowl game, they need to add those yards to the total. You could do it. Just add Barry what he did in the Holiday Bowl. Just go look it up. Barry had like 225 in the Holiday Bowl. Barry's record is really like 12 games, 2,800 yards, and like 40-plus touchdowns. They didn't count the bowl. See, they didn't count the bowl games back then, Ocho, like they do now. Barry had like 20 carries, and they took him out. Barry could have had another 300-yard game. They talk about they were taking Jeanty out. Go look at some of Barry games and when they took him out. Barry was having 300-yard games. Look at what he did to Oklahoma. Look at what he did to Nebraska, what he did to Missouri. Go back and look at Barry's stats. Even if Jeanty had broke his record, the greatest college rushing season is Barry Sanders. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of the 2 best seasons in the history. Joe Burrow, that 5,060 touchdown season, and then Barry Sanders, 2,800 yards and 40-plus touchdowns. If y'all just go back and look at the numbers that Barry put up, and you'll get a better appreciation of Barry Sanders' college career. And his sophomore year, he backed up Thurman Thomas. Yeah. Barry didn't start. Thurman started. Barry ran back punts and kickoffs. Yeah. Let that sink in. Many of you believe Barry is the greatest running back in NFL history.
And he had to sit.
Started 1 year.
That's crazy.
It was crazy what Joe Burrow did that season there. You're probably not going to see it again because you're probably not going to be able to find 2 receivers like Chase and Jefferson. And then when you combine Marshall, and then you had the tight end Randy Moss's son, Thaddeus. You had Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You had Joe Burrow throwing the ball. You had an offensive line that was the best in college football. You got the perfect storm. And you get the perfect storm, you saw it. I mean, the guy threw for 60 touchdowns. 60. And look at some of the stats. What he did to Georgia, what he did to Clemson, what he did to Alabama.
Hey,
Oh man, just some straight up bull diggity.
What I told you they was going to
Saquon
do.
Barkley will sit out of Sunday's final regular season game against the Giants, putting an end to his chase of single-season rushing record. With Philly's postseason seeding secured, Nick Sirianni will be resting his starters. Saquon told Philly reporter Devon Caney at 94 WHIP he's at peace with the decision.
The coach asked me, what I like to do. We had a conversation, and he called me back, let me know that we're probably going to be resting. And my reaction was kind of like I told my family. Obviously, my family, probably wanted a little bit more than me. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games and we're in the playoffs. So I got a bigger goal in mind anyway.
Even listen, that was all PC.
Yeah,
that was all sure. PC. I told you what they were gonna do. Listen, you have a player in Saquon Barkley that is on a historic season, on a historic run. Now I understand the bigger picture. Obviously, it's getting the Lombardi.
You can
trophy,
do both.
You can do both. You can do. There's a milestone that he has a chance of reaching, and we talk about, we resting our starters. I told you they were gonna do that. I knew they were going to do him like that. I knew it.
Because, Ocho, I'm speaking from experience. We had a very similar situation with Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis needed 171 yards.
Yes, sir.
170. Anyway, he got one. He needed the last game of the season. We had home field sold up. We're 13-2. The worst we could be was 13-3. The Jets couldn't catch us because they were 12-4. The best they could be was 12-4. We had home field sold up. The offensive line said we want that record. Well, hell, TD. They say they want it. Let's go get it. We went and got 178 in the final game. And guess what happened in 98, Ocho? And he ran for 199 against Miami the first game. Blew them out. He was out in the third quarter. Ran for about $150 against the Jets in that game, and then went over 100 again against Atlanta.
Right.
So it could be. They make it seem like, well, if he played in the final game, he might get he might get dinged in the first play of the regular season to get the playoffs. You can't look at it like that. He'll run it back. You play football. I'm getting that. I tell you what. It cost y'all $5 million for me to sit out. Or I'm going to raise holy hell. Give me $5 million. I shut it down. I'm getting something out of this.
That's too close, though, Unc.
I need $5 million, Ocho. I'm like, what Denzel say? I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving with something.
If I was Saquon, I would have said, listen, you can rest the starters, but I'm not resting. I'm going to play.
Hey, I'm a backup.
I'm going to play.
Yeah, for Ocho. Do you understand how close that is? He's 101 yards. Jonathan Taylor just ran for 125. The Eves is 125 against the Giants.
Right.
And plus, I want to stick it to him. I want the Maras. I want Sean, or whatever his name is, the general manager. I want him to see.
That would have been perfect. Can you imagine? NFL rushing record against a team that let you go, against a team that gave up on you, against a team that said, we don't really value not only you, but the position you play and what you can do for us. I would love that. Come on, man.
I mean,
and I think, honestly, I think that call is coming up from somewhere else.
And look at Tom Brady.
That call is coming up from somewhere else.
When Tom Brady broke that record, they didn't have nothing to play for against the Giants. Tom Brady went out there and got the record. Randy Moss went out there and got the record.
They had nothing to play for.
Okay, they lost the Super Bowl, but do you think them playing in that game had anything? One doesn't have, y'all trying to make it exclusive. Well, if we do this, we can't do that. Nah, man. Hey, he better than me. Because I'm like, bro, 101 yards. Listen.
As soon as the first offensive series would have happened, I would have been out there with my helmet on.
Hey, hey, I was like, hey guys, I got 100,000 if we get this record by the half. Each offensive line will get 100,000. As a matter of fact, everybody on the offense, I got 100,000 for you. Because guess what, Ocho? When you go to that autograph signing now, you the single season Russian leaguer, and you write 2106 or you write 2120
of all time,
you make that back in one signing.
You don't understand your life. Can you listen? Saquon is already that boy.
Yes.
Can you imagine what happened to his life if he gets that rushing record?
Ocho, I'm telling you, because I don't sign that much, guys. I only sign about once every 5 years. I'm good. But when you put that insignia, now you can just get the name, okay, Saquon Barkley, 26. Now, single season rushing leader. Oh, that extra. That extra. That extra. Every inscription is extra. OPOY. Extra. If he's fortunate enough to make it in the Hall of Fame, HOF, that's extra. Extra. Yeah. Oh, man, please.
And then I have a question, huh? In the history of the NFL, when it comes to running backs, has there been any to go back-to-back 2,000
No, there's never been
seasons?
a 2,000 yard, no. Derrick Henry had the best chance. Derrick Henry had about 1,100 yards in 9 games, and he got hurt. He went 2,000. He was on another historic. He was ahead of the pace in which he rushed for 2,000, but he got dinged and missed.
My whole point of why, when you have the opportunity to do it, to make a change, to make a difference, to make history, you take it. Take it. Because you're not going to get the opportunity again. The chances of doing this again are slim to none.
Yeah.
Slim to none. But it is what it is.
Think about that. The NFL is over 100 years old. I would have had the greatest single season rushing in NFL history. The greatest.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, somebody break that record. But you know who record they broke? Mine. That's who record they broke. That's just I'm just being honest, guys. I'm just being honest. I'm just too close. I honestly, I'm just too close.
Way too.
101 yards, and he's played his tail off. He probably looking back like, man, some of those games that I went out, let them other guys, it might have been a situation I've been only like 50 yards, and then 50, they might have let me get it. They don't let me get it anyway.
You know what? I just hope they make a run in the playoffs. I hope they make a run in the playoffs, especially taking this route. Obviously, resting the starters. I want the Eagles to make a run because to me, or as for Saquon, to say the rest and have the chances of getting an individual accomplishment of that magnitude, we're the leading rusher of all time. And to go home in the first round, you mean to tell me, God damn, we going home and I sat out and I rested for this shit? Oh, hell.
I'm old enough to remember when ED broke the record in 1984. So to see a record and to see somebody break it again, I'm old when Danny Marino, because those two records happened in the same year. Danny threw for 5,000, ED ran for 2,100. Yeah. That happened the same year, 1984. I'm old enough to remember when Peyton broke the record, broke the touchdown record. He threw 49. Marino had 48. And then Tom Brady in 2007 threw 50. And to see the records, happen. I remember when Gastineau broke the sack record. I mean, to see they're like, not just like, well, I was a lot, but I saw it, I remember it. Man, damn, Saquon, you done ruined my week. I started hearing whispers, I don't know, we're going to talk to brass.
That's why I said what I said last week. I know the game. I know how they're going to play. They're going to play.
Well, he already got it. He got the money. He got, he had 500,000 if he's first team All Pro. He had another 250 for the Pro Bowl. He had if another 5. He's made 1.2 or 1.250.
Yeah. But even forget the money, forget the incentives that he's already reached. I'm talking about the milestone of being the all-time leading rusher in NFL history. You don't pass up that opportunity. because it's not going to come again unless you're playing fucking Madden.
No.
You can't miss
so many
that.
things have to go right. And you're a running back, Ocho. Think about it. That man got 300 plus carries. Okay, that's running the football. How many passes has he caught? Okay. Hitting the ground, getting tackled. I understand the ones that he did, but what about it? I ain't talking about just the one tackle. What about they hit him, he hit the dirt, and then another 2-3 guys fall on top of his ass? Yeah. Nah, hell no. Give me that record. Damn, y'all. I'm sorry, chat, but I really wanted him to get it. I mean, I ain't got, look, I'm a fan of the game. I'm a fan of history, and I like to see records broken. I really do. Sorry, ED. I was cheering. I was cheering for him.
Saquon, and Saquon is the right person to break it to. A good dude, real good, thorough dude.
Yeah, Saquon, I met him a couple times. I don't really know him that well, Ocho. You go to the Super Bowl and you see a lot of these young guys, but he seemed like a stand-up dude to me. I want to break the record. And I was going to be the first. When he broke the record, I'll be waiting. And as soon as he broke the record, I was going to hit dial on ED's number. Oh, man. Jamar Chase spoke today about his relationship with Ocho. Let's take a listen to what Jamar said, courtesy of Marshall Kramsky, WCPO.
Chad was the closest person that I got a chance to just chop it up with and ask questions and do that stuff with. What did you learn from him? How funny he is. I mean,
What you think of his feet?
Yeah,
he had great feet too. He had really fast feet. I watched his tape a couple times. I even watched. They did like a workout video. I think me and you talked about this before. So I watched that too. So he definitely got one of the best feet as a receiver.
That's Jamar Chase is on his way to winning the Triple Crown. I think he'll be the sixth Triple Crown winner. Jerry, my brother, Cooper Kupp, Smitty.
Smith.
I think Don Hudson. Was it Don Hudson that won the Triple Crown? Don Hudson. Jerry won it in 90. My brother won it in 92. I think Smitty won it in 2005 or 2006. 2005, and then Cooper Kupp won it in 2020, right? Or 2021. Yeah, but we counted. That's why he had like 5 of them, but we count. I don't think they take anything pre-merger. Okay, right. But that got to make you feel good. When the young buck, like, man, I chop it up with Ocho. He's one of the first guys that came in and offered me some words of encouragement and talk to me, blah blah blah. That got to make you feel good, Ocho.
Yeah, most definitely. Obviously, having an opportunity to watch him in college, him getting drafted to Cincinnati. I was one of the first people to, I got his number right away, called him, congratulated him. And I was happy. I was hyped. I trained with him in the offseason. Of course, my crazy ass, Unc out there playing DB. I'm like serious. I'm talking about we out there really competing and talking trash. And I'm out there trying to cover him and Justin Jefferson. Man, I'm getting the
dove blowed off you.
The cleat. What? Man, I'm going as hard as I can, man. And just being able to watch them dudes up close and watching how they work and how serious they take the craft.
Right.
Everybody sees the finished product on Sundays. They see the finished product. I'm seeing them in the grind, in the trenches, before when in the off season, getting right, man. So I have such an appreciation for Jamar Chase, man, and his game and just everything he does on the field. And he is such a much
complete.
He's such a better complete even than I am. Complete. Some of the stuff he does.
Yeah, that's why you see, if you've been working out, because he got the kind of body that can run through tackles. Your ass couldn't.
Yeah. Nah, I ran through Ray. That's all that matters. Yeah, I did. I lost every time, man. Listen.
But you tried. I give you A for effort. I will give you A for effort because a lot of people wouldn't even go in there and hit it. You tried to. You tried to sneak it.
If I see him, I'm coming. I don't care. I don't care how many times I lose. Hey, but listen, and Chase can do some things I can never do, man. His ability when he has the ball in his hands, I don't
Yeah.
have that gift. There's a gift to be able to do that. To be able to bounce off of tackles, I can't bounce off of people. I'm making business decisions every time. I'm catching down, I the 50-50 balls. Hey, I can't, man, that
Yeah.
ain't me. Now we talk about getting open, we talk about
Yeah.
entertainment, we talk about you come on up here and press if you want to. You talk about trying to double team me and thinking you finna stop me. Now we talking. We talk about running routes, running fast as hell and stopping on the dime, or getting open. Close your eyes and you tell me to get open and you throw it to a spot and you know I'm gonna be there. Now that's my
Right.
game. That chase shit, well, I can't do none of that, boy.
Oh, he's
No,
special.
sir.
He's special, man.
He's special.
He's special. I mean, like you said, he's great at running after the catch, great contested balls. He does it all. Now, a lot of times, because look, in order to run after catch, you got to take your eyes off the ball a lot of times. You got to trust that the ball is going to be where you say it is. And so you see, he get a couple of times he'll drop a few because he's so anxious trying to get home. Yeah.
He's looking to go. Yeah.
He tried to get out. He tried to get out the door in a hurry on the Ocho. But man, he's phenomenal. He should be. I think he and Saquon will probably be the only unanimous first team all pros.
Right.
And I think deservedly so. I don't think we're gonna get, I think the two running backs will be Derrick Henry and Saquon.
Right.
It's gonna be interesting. What's gonna be interesting? Who's gonna be the tight end? Is it gonna be Kittle? He's a losing squad. Is it gonna be Laporta? Is it gonna be McBride? Is it gonna be Bowers? It's gonna be very interesting what the voters find, like, so forth and so on.
They're probably gonna go with Brock.
But I know those two running backs are gonna be Derrick Henry and Saquon. And the backs have been good. Kyron Williams got with any other season, he would be in contention. Josh Jacobs would be in contention. What's the guy at Atlanta? Bijan Robinson. So they've got some guys that play really, really well. But when you get Saquon on the historic pace that he was on, and you get Derrick Henry being Derrick Henry behind that offensive line with that quarterback, and you got to focus on that quarterback, and the next thing you know, King Henry is running downhill at you. You got a lot on your plate to get that, but that's real good. The Vikings are expected to listen to offers for J.J. McCarthy this offseason. It is believed Sam Darnold will be their quarterback going forward. This scenario is complicated because if Darnold proves not to be the long-term answer, they would have gone 2 years into McCarthy's rookie contract without seeing what he's capable of doing. McCarthy was considered developmental prospect coming out of Michigan due to his limited starting experience, 29 games over 2 years, and the style of offense he's played in. Ocho, do you think this is the right move?
I mean, shoot, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sam Darnold is the answer based on what we've seen, from the small sample size this season. Because of the players that he has around him, Sam Darnold he's not gonna digress. He's not gonna digress. Addison's still gonna be there. Hawkinson's still gonna be there. What happened to my damn camera?
Tell us so we both know.
Hey, it just cut off out the blue. Hold on. What the hell? Can you still hear me
Yeah,
though?
we hear you.
Hold on, let me keep talking. Well, yeah, Hawkins is still there. Addison's still there. So what the? I'm gonna switch to my laptop camera.
But here's the thing.
What the?
If you thought Sam Darnold was that, why would you draft J.J. McCarthy? You took Sam Darnold in free agency.
They didn't know though. They didn't know.
That's my thing. But if you thought he was that, so he surprised them too, huh? Because I remember having a conversation about being surprised, and everybody like, how were you surprised? He was the third pick in the draft. I was surprised because they took him and they still drafted a quarterback with a top 10 pick. Now, if you secure Ocho, I mean, most people that I know, I mean, if you got a car, like, okay, I got a car. I'm not gonna go out and buy a new car if I'm convinced that the used car that I got can get me from point A to B in a timely manner consistently.
But you know what? You got to think about the scouts. Think about the GMs. Think about the film that they had to study when he was in New York or when he was in Carolina. So they're getting that Sam Darnold, not knowing Well, what kind of Sam Darnold are we going to get when we put elite talent around him like this? Now you see what you get.
Mhm.
You got an adequate quarterback that can get the ball, that can get the job done, that can get the ball to the receivers. You have a decent running game with Aaron Jones. You in good company. You know what? We can do this for the next 3 years with you. So there's no need for a JJ McCarthy. But I would say I wouldn't let JJ go. I wouldn't let him go somewhere else. He still can be the future.
But here's the thing: Sam Darnold is only 26. That's the problem that you're up against. He's 26.
Right.
Ocho, what you doing?
You know what? I
Why
don't like I
are
don't
you
like the way my camera
interrupting
looks.
my?
I wonder why it cut off like that.
Teddy, why don't you go by the Titus?
Let me try it again.
Bother Ash.
Damn.
Ocho, barring an unforeseen change, the Jets are expected to move on from Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams this offseason. The relationship between Woody Johnson and Aaron Rodgers is reportedly irreparable. It's reached
That bad?
irreparable harm. What is Ash and a
Dang.
righty?
That's messed up.
She didn't do well in school. I just know that right now. Somebody wrote up papers for her. Irreparable. It's okay. Aaron Rodgers acknowledged that Sunday could be his last game in the NFL, Ocho. Rodgers said he will decide before free agency in March whether to play in 2025, joking that he won't need darkness retreat this time to help him through the thought process. Well,
Hey, he gonna change his tune. You know that, right?
hold on. Didn't they just give him a contract extension? So how much money he got guaranteed? He probably got. Did he walk out? Teddy. Okay, good. Lock his ass out. Ocho, I think he just signed a contract extension.
Who, Aaron?
That's it. There ain't no money. They gonna eat that. He gone. Because it seems that at some point in time, if the reports are to be believed,
true, right,
that Woody Johnson wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers 5-6 weeks ago.
And now basically it's true with him. I don't like the fact that they get rid of my dog Davante.
Man.
So I think they're doing so, and they're probably gonna pay Garrett Wilson in the offseason. But now we right back at square one.
Because see, also reports are being said, if they're to be believed, that if Aaron Rodgers stays, Garrett Wilson is going to ask to be traded. The report says that there were some issues in minicamp, training camp that has not been resolved. Now, I remember Ocho having a conversation with you, and I said, Ocho, this don't look good. You say, come on, that thing.
Yeah, because you know why I say that? Because I had those same heated conversations like that with Carson. I had those same heated conversations like that with Kidner.
But guess what? Kidner was there. You were there. Aaron Rodgers is outside. He's an interloper. He came from somewhere else. That guy says, hold on. Yeah. You're supposed to help me take my game to the next level. The guy that was here, I won Offensive Player of the Year with Sam Darnold. You're supposed to be better than Sam Darnold. I'm regressing and people saying I'm taking a step back. I'm trying to find out what do you need from me? I'm trying to tell you what I need from you. And for whatever reason, we saw this a lot of times on the sidelines. They were having these conversations and they weren't connecting. I don't know what was being said. I would like to be on a fly on the wall to hear. But this relationship has never materialized. Maybe it's just, I don't think it's material. I don't think it's gone. Listen, nobody is happy. Not one Jets fan. I don't know if you can poll a Jet fan and says, yeah, we want Rodgers back. It'd be interesting to see.
No, they probably all say no. They probably all say no. Not only the fans, the players might say no as well. The front office might say no. You know?
But I tell you what, Davante need to go.
The
Chiefs.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
If you want to win. Now, if he tired of losing, now he been in Oakland for 2 years. He was in the Jets. So that's 2.5. That's 2 years of losing. No, that's 3 years.
Yeah.
Because he won this is the third year. So his third year out of Green Bay. You tired of losing? Go on there.
That'd be nice. That'd be a good move.
That'd be a great move. Can you imagine Davante with my homeboy? Wow,
that's nasty work.
But like I said, I don't think. Look, I don't think the Jets. I don't think the Jets fans, and it doesn't matter. It only matters if the owner wants him back. And indications, reports are that the two teenage sons, they're kind of like calling the shots. They're sending their dead stuff on the internet and so forth and so on. Joe Douglas reportedly said, "I've got to answer the two teenagers." And when it comes down to it, he's taking the advice of his sons over, what we're asked to do, the amount of time that we spend studying film and critiquing and doing all this, and two kids that don't do really anything but sit on the internet, and he takes their advice. But it'll be very, very interesting to see how this thing plays out. But I think there's no way around it. This has been one of the biggest disappointments in free agency in a very, very long time. There's no way around it.
Absolutely.
Cowboys grant Ezekiel Elliott's request to be released. Zeke will be placed on waivers. Once he clears, he's eligible to sign with any team. Jerry Jones in a statement, out of respect and appreciation for Zeke and wanting to provide him an opportunity to pursue any playoff participation possible, we are releasing him from the Cowboys roster today. Ocho, what team in the playoffs need a running back averaging 2 yards a carry?
All of them have running backs. Coach.
Yeah, I mean, you need to. What's Zeke averaging? Because maybe I'm being a little harsh. Maybe it's 3 yards a carry.
The rosters are full.
He's averaging 3. Okay, tell me the team that's going to be in the playoffs that needs a running back that's averaging 3.1 yards a carry. That by all intents and purposes, it's over. It's over. At one point in time, Ezekiel Elliott was a thoroughbred. He was a racehorse. Well, when he couldn't run anymore, you hooked him up to a plow and you turned him into a plow horse. Now he can't even plow anymore. So you know what time it is, Ocho? You put him out the pasture because pretty soon we're going to have to turn his ass into glue. Ocho, I got to be honest with it. Chat, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all see Zeke. Zeke ain't been that guy in a very, very long time. Go back and look at it. Every year, his numbers have done this. Every year since the year he got into the league, 2016, look at Zeke's average. Yards per game, average per carry.
So you don't think there's a team he can go to, Unc, where he can contribute?
He don't play special teams. The only one potentially, because they lost Montgomery, maybe Lions.
There we go. I like what you're doing. I like where you're going with that. I like where you're going. Thunder and lightning again. Ezekiel Elliott, Jahmyr Gibbs in the playoffs. Dan Campbell, I know you're gonna see this. Let's bring Zeke in. Matter of fact, that might happen by tomorrow. Ezekiel to the Lions.
It's hard for me to believe they don't have a running back on their practice squad that's better than what Zeke is right now. Because what you're doing is that you're looking at Zeke from the past, and he's been long past that. You're never going to get the old Zeke. You just got an old Zeke on your hand. It happens to us all. Sometimes it happens sooner. Yeah. It happens sooner for some than it does others. But ain't nobody finna right. There's not one person that can tell you Zeke has anything left. I didn't understand the move to begin with. You let him go because you said he didn't have anything left, and you bring him back because what? You thought the year in those 200 carries that he had on his legs in New England, revived him? I was confused. And then you bench him because he showed up late for meetings. Y'all make it seem like that's the first time Zeke has ever done that. I guarantee you that's not the first time Zeke has been late to meeting or practice. So he wait to now that they're losing to do this? Nah. The habits that you establish, they carry over. That's why you don't accept anything in a win you wouldn't have lost. You see, a lot of times these losses, I give a prime example. Because see, losing doesn't show character, it reveals it. You see what's happening with what P. Mac is talking about in the Colts, about guys showing up late and missing this and that. That's the time that you reveal who you are. Everybody wants to be a part. Everybody get Ocho. When you winning, everybody watching extra film, everybody showing up on time, everybody making weight, everybody doing what they're supposed to do. But the moment you start to lose, guys come in 2 minutes late, 3 minutes late, 5 minutes late. All of a sudden, they're not paying attention to details. They're falling asleep in meetings. They're coming in a little overweight. Nah, we're going to do things the right way. Win, lose, or draw, there's only one way to do things. And that comes from the culture that's been established. Well, you don't have no culture because, Jerry, but really, the culture is and I think Saturday, like the coach sets the vision. The locker room sets the culture. That's the problem in Dallas. You don't have that. That's the problem. Therein lies the problem. There's only one way to do things. That's the right way at all times. We're going to show up on time. Your time isn't more important than mine. We're going to be professional. If I can get my old ass here on time, you can get your young ass here on time. We're not going to sleep in meetings. Hell, I ain't sleep. Hell, I'm tired too. I love taking my midday nap. Hell, as soon as I get our first take, I eat, I go right back upstairs and get me 30 minutes to an hour. Oh, no. But that's the locker room. That's when you have veteran leadership that hold people accountable and to make sure they're doing the right things. But you can't hold them accountable. Mike McCarthy can't find nobody. Because Jerry, if it's his favorite, he'll wipe it off. Can't win like that. He can't. One voice, one sound. One chef, many servers. You heard it said too many cooks in the kitchen? No. You have a chef, a sous chef. Okay. That's the problem. I hate it. I hate it. I mean, look, Ocho, I'm not sitting here telling you, look, yeah, I won 3 Super Bowls, but I played 14 years. What happened to the other 11? I was 5-11 some of those years. I was 7-9. I wasn't always perfect, but I tell you what, I was always professional. Not just my job description, but what I did. You have to accept accountability. Be there on time, because I knew one day, and I told Al Wilson this, I said, Al, one day you're going to sit in this seat. You're going to be the guy.
Al was a thumper, boy.
I said, Al, you're going to be the guy that everybody's going to be listening to and looking to. And if you show up late, Ocho went out again. I said, but if you show up late, they're going to think it's okay. And I remember having a conversation with him about 5 years after I retired. He like, he like, big play. You right. These mofos don't care about nothing. You can't get them to do this. They don't want to come on time. They don't want to yada yada. I said, yeah, I know. But you do the right thing. And hopefully there'll be someone there that's going to be in your position, and they'll carry that tradition of doing the right thing. Anthony Richardson revealed today that he's been dealing with lower back issues that might be chronic. He was ruled out for last week's game against the New York Giants due to back and foot injuries, though his back, that's the main problem. Richardson recently underwent an MRI that revealed he had a disc problem. Richardson said, last week was tough. I couldn't even stand up on Tuesday, could barely even walk, crawling around the house, but here I am. I'm standing now. If I could do everything in my power to get out there on the field, I'm going to do so. That's my mindset last week as well, but I could barely move. Richardson said he's aware of the critics, many of whom have labeled him injury prone, and that's they have their right to their opinion since he missed a significant amount of games. He added that all he can do is work hard and try his best to be available in the future.
What you think it is, huh?
They say he got a disc problem.
I mean, something like that would have been on the medical report before you got drafted, though, huh?
It could have been, but hey, it happens.
I hope that's something that he can resolve.
Man, hey,
And
you ever had back problems?
nah, I ain't never had no damn injuries,
Boy,
huh?
that back ain't nothing to play with, Ocho.
It's worse than the hamstring and the
What?
groin.
Ocho, you can't move. You can't. Listen, at least when you got a hamstring or a groin, you could like drag. Boy, that back, you
Right.
can't even get up out of bed.
For
What?
real?
Man, that boy, whoo. Man, I end up, man, boy, you like to make me cry. Man, Ocho, that thing had me so bad, Ocho. I was driving home. Man, I had to stop side the road and just cry.
Boy, was that bad?
Man, you try to say anybody had a back, you try to drive like this, you try to have the one foot, the right leg in the passenger seat, you driving got the left foot on the gas pedal. Ocho, you try something. Man, Ocho, I'm talking about you Ocho, you crawling. Man,
right.
That thing was so bad on it was compressing on my sciatic. Ocho, you know I'm 6'2". Man, I couldn't stand up. I was about 4'5".
Wait a minute. How did it get like that?
I don't know how it got like that.
Squatting too heavy?
No. I had been stopped squatting. I ain't putting nothing on my back. 175. 175. That's how I can go on my back right now. You know what I'm saying, Ocho? Right. But boy, boy, I'm telling you, hey, that thing have you crying. So, hey, I don't envy you, hey, bro. Hopefully you can get that thing resolved. I ain't really, like I said, I wasn't gonna have I don't be wanting to go in that back, but I did get an epidural, and it definitely helped. But he told me I was gonna end up having to have surgery, but I ain't really trying to do that because they want to go in there and open it up because mine is starting to compress. I said I got artificial hips. I said I'm good, but boy, that back ain't nothing to play with, Ocho. Ain't nothing.
Now that's crazy, man.
Ocho, Bears quarterback Jalen Johnson says, F the Packers for the game against Green Bay. F them.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling. I'm going to try to go out with a bang.
There you go. That's what I like. I like it. Man. Listen, Jalen Johnson, one of the better corners in the league. Sometimes you got to come out like that because the Packers have owned the Chicago Bears for a while now. They've owned them.
Considering they've been bad for a minute, it seems like everybody been owning them.
Yeah. This makes the game exciting. Now guess where all the eyes and attention are going to be on? Jalen Johnson. You didn't open the can. You didn't gave the Packers bulletin board material. Now all you got to do from an individual standpoint is hope your teammates show up for you and back up your words, but then you also have to back up everything you said. If you said F the Packers, then you got to go out there and play like F the Packers. And that's something that he can do. He's one of the better players in the NFL at the DB position. I'm waiting to watch you, nephew. I'm gonna be watching you.
Yeah, look, that's the thing. When you talk, this is the NFL's oldest rivalry. There's no love lost between these two teams. The Packers, as a matter of fact, was that 86 when Charles Martin dumped Jim McMahon on his head and knocked him out? Good look when I think it was Charles Martin that cheap shot him. McMahon was just standing there. He grabbed him and boom, dumped him.
Damn.
I think it was Charles Martin. I think it was 86. I'm almost certain it was 86. Charles Martin cheap shot Jim McMahon. What year was it? Ash got to roll her eyes, Ocho. All I said was just look it up. And she looked it up, and it was Charles Martin, cheap shot Jim McMahon in 1986. She didn't have to roll her eyes at me like that.
Oh, so you got it right? You got it right?
The only time she get happy is when I get the questions dunk or Unc wrong. I like, you do like, you work for Shay Media, right? You supposed to be in this corner. Yeah, but there's no love lost between these two teams. There's never been any love lost between these two teams. The Packers, this is Hatfield McCoy. This is Ohio State, Michigan. This is North Carolina, Duke. This is Alabama, Auburn, whatever rivalry you can think of. This is Baltimore, Pittsburgh. This is it. This is it. There is no love lost between these two teams, and there haven't been any love lost between these two teams. And if they can maim each other, that's it. They try. But
right.
Bear says, hey, he says he wants to go out with a bang. The Packers definitely want to get go into the playoffs on a winning note. And we'll see what happens, Ocho. Now it's time for Q&A. Man, time flying, Ocho.
Hey, time go by fast when you're having a good time now.
Ocho, Clayton Alejo said, your head look like shaved acorns.
Who said
pecan?
Head look like what?
Walnuts, Brazil nuts.
Who said that?
Clayton Alejo.
Clayton Alejo, you lucky I can't see you, boy. I'll fire you up real quick, boy. You hear me? Peanut head, boy. You lucky I can't see you. Post a picture of your face real quick.
Ocho, Triple X Cupsanity said, Ocho got to add a lot of money to the cursing jar. And do.
I ain't even. Whoa, time. Wait a minute. I ain't even cursed tonight.
Chad, you heard this man saying. This man say he ain't cussed. He done dropped about 4 mofos. Yeah.
No, I did not.
Chad, the Ocho cuss tonight, Chad.
I've been well aware of everything I've said out of my mouth. And if I had cursed, I would have said, "Oh, my bad," like I always.
You try to what you call them. What you try to do is just try to keep it moving, and in fact, we heard it, but we heard it. And I even told you, Ocho, cursing, didn't he? Yep.
Yeah, I might have slipped up. I might have backslid a
little. You see how quick you done changed that? Eduardo Rahman, Texas need to stop letting teams hang around with them for so long. That's what happens. You get an opportunity to put a team away, you need to put them away. Because once Arizona State got that momentum, and it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. So when you get the momentum, you better put some distance. You see what Ohio State did.
Oh, yeah.
Ohio State got got the momentum. Go ahead and put the game out of reach. Cameron Shara. Unc Ocho, happy holidays. Question in my Q&A. Do you think, guys, Myles Garrett or Jalen Carr possibly another piece of draft capital? Why would I trade? I mean, Philly would absolutely do that. But
Jalen Carter for Myles Garrett?
Ugh. Myles Garrett is how old? 29? I don't know. I want Myles Garrett and Jalen Carter to play together. I don't want to break them up. I mean, Myles Garrett is a potential. I don't think he's going to win the Defensive Player of the Year because his record doesn't reflect just how good he's been. Now, my draft partner and my Hall of Fame classmate, rest his soul, Cortez Kennedy, he won Defensive Player of the Year on a 2-14 team. That's how dominant he was.
He was balling that year?
Yeah. Man, Tez.
2-14?
2-14. I don't think that'll happen again. But I don't really know where they're going to go with this Defensive Player of the Year. Because you got some guys, I mean, you got Hendrickson, your guy at Cincinnati has 14. He tight. Myles Garrett has 14. They're not going to give it to Henderson. Not as bad as that defense has been. You got Danielle Hunter's playing really good in Minnesota. Obviously, T.J. Watt is going to be Chris Jones had a little down year. He's been dominant, but they do a great job of double teaming him, and Kaloftis has been the beneficiary of that. Zach Braun has played really well this year. I mean, he's been a tackling machine. Kerry Joseph has 9 interceptions. Xavier McKinney, I think, has 8 interceptions. I just don't know. I really don't know, Ocho, where they're going to go with Defensive Player of the Year this year. I mean,
there hasn't been one clear dominant player that has been dominating all season long. Everyone has been playing really well altogether. But it hadn't been one clear person like, well, God damn, every time I watch ESPN or I see a goddamn highlight, it's him. All of them collectively have been playing well.
I guess somebody could go. You know who might get it? Because he's been dominant.
Who?
Pat Surtain.
That's a good one.
hey, Ocho, he's been dominant.
That's a good one. He has the numbers to back up the claim.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the completion percentage, the quarterbacks, averages against him. He's been special. Unc Ocho, Happy New Year. Question: what do you think about Davante going to the Steelers? Also, should you be scared of the Bengals getting into the playoffs? I think the Bills. Who should be scared of the Bengals getting into the playoffs? I think the Bills. That's what he's saying. Man, the Steelers don't really pay a whole lot of money for free agent receivers. They like to go into the draft, get their receivers in the draft, build that way. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the time the Steelers have ever signed a free agent receiver.
Right.
I mean, from the time I go back, they normally let them leave. Yancey Thigpen, Mike Wallace, Plexico Burress, Santonio Holmes, Emmanuel Sanders, Antonio Brown, Deontay Johnson. I mean, they normally let guys leave. They don't normally bring guys in. They like to go through the draft process, get young guys, fit their system. I don't see Davante going to Pittsburgh. You never say never, but I don't see that happening. With the kind of money that he's going to want, we know the Steelers like to stay a little bit under market value when it comes to other than the quarterback. So I really don't see that, Ocho. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think
Juju was another one.
Yeah, they did let Juju go. I don't know. I'm
they let everybody go except Hines. Hines was the only one. If you think about it, he
finished right there.
Hines. I mean, you go back to Louis Lips, all those guys. Oh, obviously, Swan and Starworth, they retired. But I'm saying, once you got past that Super Bowl run of guys, hey,
I'm trying to think, man. I don't see him in Pittsburgh.
I don't either.
I don't see him in Pittsburgh. Even though I know it would be a nice fit, obviously with Russell Wilson throwing to him. I just don't see it happening.
Erwin Lichtenberg. What are Ocho's thoughts on Jeremiah Smith's potential in the NFL?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be nice. He's gonna be nice. Listen, right now, obviously as a college player, I compared him to Julio Jones. Even as a freshman, I mean, what we're seeing right now from him, which he's had a historic season, he's only gonna get better. He's gonna get bigger. He's gonna get faster. Have a better understanding of the game from an offensive standpoint. Getting better at man to man. He just polish up that route game. Just where he has no. What you see right now is you'd have to nitpick to find a weakness in his game right now because he does everything really well.
Yeah.
Everything really well.
Does. People mentioned Antoine Randall-El. Antoine Randall-El went to the Washington football team and ended up coming back.
Right.
DG said, Happy New Year, Unc Ocho. What teams do y'all see Jeanty fitting best with? Based on the draft order, I think between Dallas, Denver, or Seattle. Well, Dallas definitely need a running back.
Wait. So you think he's going in the first round?
I think, yeah. I mean, you see Gibbs and what he's been able to do.
Right.
And you see the reemergence of the running back.
Right. Gibbs is a little different now.
He got, I mean, looking at Jeanty, he's faster than you think. Now, he don't have 4.3 speed like Gibbs, but I think he's going to clock 4. I think he clocked low 4.5s.
Okay. You see a 4.5 running back going into the first round?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Look, the thing is, a lot of times you see they've been trying to push the running back down, but you see, look at the teams that got him. Josh Jacobs, his team's in the playoff. Saquon Barkley, his team's in the playoff.
Right.
Kyron Williams for the Rams, his team is in the playoff. King Henry, his team is in the playoff. Go look at your top runners. Bucky Irving, his team's in the playoff. Well, they win Sunday. They're in the playoff. For the most part, I mean, the running back has had a resurgence, Ocho. And I think over the last year, especially this year, I think they proved their value. I think they've reproven their value, and the better ones are starting to really play big dividends for their teams. JJ Carver said, "How is a ring a bigger goal than an all-time record? Rings are won every year. Records are rarely broken." I mean, you could get both. I think the thing is that sometimes people think, well, it's either or. Like if you don't take a pay cut, you can't win a Super Bowl. Well, if you don't do this, you can't win a champion. That's not true. That's not true. I would love to see Saquon break that record, but it seems like the Eagles and the brass, from Jeffrey Lurie, Howard Roseman, the general manager, Jeffrey Lurie is the owner, obviously, Nick Sirianni. It seems to me they've made the decision, and Saquon says he's at peace with it. I don't know, but hey, he's putting on a brave face. But they have to break me off.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. To be that close to a milestone, just be the all-time leader. I just don't understand it.
I agree. Robert Gomez, Happy New Year's, guys. Fans since day one. My wife and I just celebrated our 21st wedding anniversary. Can you give my wife, Yasmin G, and I a shout out? My 42nd birthday is in January 4th. Bro, that man been married half his life. He got married when he was 21, and he's still currently married. Hell yeah, Robert. Congratulations, man, to you and Yasmin. Man, happy birthday, happy wedding, whatever you want us to wish, bro. Congratulations for you to be married half your life at such a young age. Now, obviously, Ocho, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's 42. He got married as a young man.
Congrats.
I mean, you got married like my grandparents got married. My grandparents, they got married back then, 17 and 18. Cause hey, it wasn't that. Hey, she get pregnant. You married. And you go down there to the courthouse. Got you a little $15 ring. Go right on down to the courthouse and did that. It wasn't no wedding. No big extravagant. Her parents stood next to her. Your parents stood next to you. Okay, y'all married. Okay, figure it out. Londondale, can I get a prayer for my grandpa? He suffered a heart attack today. He's okay. Him and my grandma are celebrating 32 years of marriage. Yes, London. Bro, sorry to hear about that. Thoughts and prayers go out to London Deal and his family. His grandpa suffered a heart attack today, but he says he's doing well. He's in good spirits. And the grandma was celebrating 32 years of marriage. So congratulations on the marriage. And, the Nightcap crew is praying for a speedy recovery for your grandfather. Leona Rhodes, Happy New Year, Nightcap. Unc Ocho, what's your New Year's resolution? I want to thank you guys for the extra push. I've lost 10 pounds so far, started a new career in education field. Thanks, you guys. Love you guys. What's your resolution, Ocho? Win back rail.
Oh.
Huh?
I said that.
Win back rail.
I know.
Huh?
Well, you whispering it.
I said nothing. Go ahead.
Why was this so? My New Year's resolution is stop cursing.
Well, that lasted about 22 minutes.
This year, I wanna add about 30 more jobs to what I already have, and that's pretty much it. I have the discipline in all other areas to continue doing things the way I'm doing this, and just stay focused and locked in.
Stay focused. Stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't chasing the lies. I'm gonna let people, whatever they say, that's good with me. I know who I am. I know what I am. It's not what they call you. It's what you answer to, Ocho.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna get the last laugh in the end. They're gonna be mad, but it'll be okay. But I think the people that sincerely support you and I, Nightcap, Club Shay Shay, they're genuinely happy for us, for me, for you, and what you do outside of a Nightcap. And those that aren't, they'll keep trying to bring up stuff and try to do all this other stuff, but it's not going to work. I think that's one of the things, and I got to find more time. I got to find more time to do stuff for Shannon.
Yeah, like we need to go to the DR, be you and Prime.
What the hell y'all clapping for?
Hey. Yeah, we got it.
That's all right. I'm gonna take me a little vacation. I'm gonna take me a little mini 3-day vacation. And y'all don't call me.
There we go.
Don't call me.
Where we going?
Don't be talking about boss. What's up? When you come? Don't worry about when I'm coming back. I'm gonna do my portion of the show over the phone. Ash, don't call me. Talk about I want something to run by you. No, I'm on vacation. Don't run nothing by me. J-Dub, are you guys proud of my Buckeyes starting my New Year's resolution? What do you think can happen first? I lose 30 pounds or Ocho get to 210? See you in NOLA.
Hold on.
You probably lose 30.
The funny thing about it, by the time we get to New Orleans, I'd probably be about 215.
That ain't happening.
All right, you'll see. Man, you can't even see. Look, hey, just look in the camera real quick. Look how goddamn big I am already, man. Like I done got so big, my head look like it don't belong on my body. You hear me?
I'm looking at them arms. They don't look like they belong in your body either.
Yeah, they don't. That's how big I done
look
got.
Like you should be holding a sign. Gold Bengals.
Oh. What we did to Denver? Oh, never mind.
Baby, hold on. Y'all do realize y'all had to go to overtime with a rookie quarterback, right? Okay. That's like the Ocho. Let's see. Now I want you to remember that's Saturday. Don't let the Steelers beat you. Don't let the Steelers win this game.
Didn't I tell you we was gonna win that game? I told you that already, right?
Boy, and when the Broncos beat them.
When the Broncos beat who? Boy, Carson Wentz finna mop the floor with y'all, man. Stop playing.
Okay. Nick Mars said, Mr. Unc Ocho, can't wait to see y'all NOLA. We could use some thoughts and prayer for tonight. Have a VIP meet and greet ticket. Can explain what was involved in that. Please. Thanks for all you do. Get to sit in the front row, likely to get a call to the stage, get to meet Ocho, and after the show, take a picture. Nick, thank you, bro. Appreciate the support. Yes. There's a lot going on in New Orleans right now. Don't know if you're referencing that. We had a little at the top of the show, but maybe you have something a little bit more personal that's a little closer to home, that's personal to you. So we look forward to seeing you in NOLA, and we can't wait to have you there with everybody else. But yes, there's a lot going on currently right now in New Orleans, and our thoughts and prayers are with everyone that's impacted by that situation. Ocho, that concludes this episode of Nightcap. We want to thank everybody for tuning in and joining us as two teams advance to the semifinals. We watched the Ohio State Buckeyes beat the Oregon Ducks, the number 1 Oregon Ducks, 41-21. And we watched the number 5 Texas Longhorns take down the number 4 ASU Sun Devils, 39-31. Y'all know me. I'm your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. That Liberty City legend, Bengal Ring of Fame honoree, Pro Bowler, All-Pro is Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Every subscriber counts. Every subscriber matter. And we want to thank you for mattering and helping us matter, because without you, there can be no us. Please make sure you check out Shea by Laportier. We do have it in stock. It's 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. If we didn't say that before, let us take the time right now to say Unc Ocho and the Nightcap family wants to wish you a very happy New Year. If you can't find it in a city or a state near you to celebrate the 2025, order it. We'll ship it right to you. And please drink responsibly. Go follow my media company on all of its platforms. That's Shay Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84 with 84 being spelled out. Our newest release just dropped last month. We have t-shirts, sweats, beanies, koozies, and mugs. Quantities are limited, so please make sure you grab yours while supplies last. Tickets for the Super Bowl show in New Orleans, our first spring tour stop, are on sale now. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. February the 6th in New Orleans. Be there. We've also been nominated for 2 Sports Podcast Awards, Best American Football Podcast and Best Sports Comedy Podcast. Please go vote for you guys. Let us. The link is pinned in the chat, on our social pages, and in our social bios. Again, thoughts and prayers go out for those impacted by the senseless tragedy that this terror is, just domestic terror. We're going to remain vigilant, but we're going to be unafraid. Ohio State advanced to the semifinals after routing Oregon 41-21 in the Rose Bowl. They got their revenge after suffering an earlier loss in the season. Texas beat Arizona State in a double overtime thriller. They blew a 16-point lead, missed 2 field goals in the final 2 minutes of regulation, and still escaped with a 39-31 victory over Arizona State Sun Devils in the Peach Bowl, even though they were outgained, outrushed. But does not matter. Texas move on. They will face Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl, which is probably going to be at Jerry's World, isn't it? Yeah. It's definitely not going to be in the Cotton Bowl outside. No, it's going to be in Jerry's World. I bet you that's going to be in Jerry's World. While she looks up that, but that concludes this episode of Nightcap. I'm Unc. He's Ocho, and we will see you Saturday. We're off tomorrow and Friday. We'll be back Saturday. You don't want to miss it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
I love you guys.